Welcome. In this video lecture, I'm going to talk about how we can draw a diverging bar chart. So it's a kind of bar chart which we can use to visualize the data of the variation from a certain point, or you can say to show the deviations of the data from a certain point. When we are saying deviation or the variation from the referencing point or a certain point or a target value, which means from the reference or a target point, some values lie on the left hand side, some values lying on the right hand side, or we can say some values are lying on the positive side or some lying on the negative side, if we are using the referencing point as 0. Okay, usually the referencing point whenever we are drawing the diverging bar chart are considered as 0, but you can also consider that referencing point as some certain target number or a long term average. So the diverging bar chart is look like this one. So in which I have considered the built-in R data, which is mtcars. Okay, so we want to draw this divergent bar chart in which I want to see that which car cover the mileage per gallon above average and which is the below average. So in order to draw this kind of the bar chart, okay, so using R, how we can do this one? So first of all, I'm going to use a library, or you can say the package of ggplot. So I'm calling that package. Okay, then I need to load the data of mtcar, which is available in the R built-in data set. So that is basically mtcars. So you can see this data set. So this is basically the type of car, and we have certain set of variables. So right now we are interested in the mileage per gallon, which is mpg, and we want to draw the bar chart of these different type of car against this mileage per gallon, and we want to draw the mileage divergent type of bar chart. Okay, so for that I need to calculate the z value. Okay, that is I am going to consider on the x-axis. So okay, what is the z value? That is basically you can say z score. So how we can calculate the z score? That is the value, or you can say over here is mileage per gallon minus average value of mileage per gallon. Okay, that is the average value divided by standard deviation of the mileage per gallon variable. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the z score. Okay, so how we can interpret the z score? That is the number of standard deviation your particular variable is away from the mean value. Okay, so with the help of this one, we can calculate the referencing point is 0. So that means some variable, some cars having the mileage per gallon is exactly 0. So that means they are exactly lying on 0. Some may have negative, some may have positive. So with the help of that one, we can distinguish so which cars having the mileage per gallon above average or which cars having the mileage per gallon below average with the help of this z score. So how we can do that using R? So that for that, first of all, what I need to do is I need to add another variable, or you can say another column in this data set, that is the name of the cars. Okay, so how we can do that? In order to create a new column, so I can use row name of empty cars. That is basically these are the row names. So using these row names, I am going to create a column that is called as car names. Okay, and that column I'm adding in this particular data set, which is empty car. So if I run it, okay, and then again if I run empty car data set, so now you can see that another column is added with the name of car name, and under the car name we have the row names of the data set, which is basically the name of the cars. Okay, the next thing is we need to calculate the z-score of the mileage per gallon variable. So for that, I am applying the z-score formula, which is basically the name of the variable. So basically, empty cars $mg, with the help of this one, we can assess the particular variable. Okay, then minus, then I'm applying the formula of mean, so which mean I'm calculating the average divided by the standard deviation of the mileage per gallon. Then I'm rounding this z-score answer up to 2 decimal places. and then storing this z scores answer of every cars, okay, that is against every car in a mg per gallon. So which mean what we will do, we are going to consider this mg per gallon variable. We will calculate the average, we will calculate the standard deviation, and then against every car we are going to calculate the z value. So for Mazda uh, R by 4, Mazda R by 4 bag, and so on. Okay, so after calculating this z score, I am again storing in a variable called mpg underscore z, and then storing this column into the data set which is empty cars. Now, if we are going to again see this data set, you can see that after the car name there is another variable which is mpg underscore z. So against every car we have now z score. Now, using this z-score, I can categorize which has above average mileage per gallon, which has the below average. So for that, I'm using a function of R, which is if else. The name of the variable is less than 0, so write below average. Okay, otherwise it is above. Okay, and the name of the column I'm storing, that is mpg underscore type. Okay, and again this variable is going to be stored in the same name of the variable which is empty car. So if I again see this data set, that is empty cars, now you can see another variable called as mpg underscore type is created, and under over here, when the z score is positive it is writing above, when the z score is negative it is writing below. So as you can see from over here as well. Okay, so once we have done this, the next thing is, because if we are going to use this particular type of data, it might be possible it will not show us in a sorting perspective. So we want to see those cars which having the higher z-score should appear first, which having the lower it should be shown on a later stage. Okay, so that means for that I am using a command, or you can say function of order mpgz variable. Okay, and then again storing into the you can say same variable which is empty cars. Okay, now you can see that it has sorted out. So below values are shown first and then the above. Okay, after that we have to make sure that we should convert the car name variable into a factor. Okay, how we can do that? So there is two way. Either you can use as dot factor, because we are using them as a x-axis perspective. Okay, or even we can also use on a y-axis, but right now consider it as on x-axis, and the levels are empty car names. Okay, so instead of using this one, you can also use as dot factor and then empty cars dollar car name. So, but in order to convert this variable into the factor, I'm using this command of the factor function, storing into the car names and then empty cars. Okay, so we are going to show the same data set. Now, in order to draw the divergent bar chart, so I'm using the ggplot package as we have already called it. So now I'm saying ggplot, then the name of the variable in which we have stored all the data, which is basically empty cars. Then on x-axis we are saying show the car names. On the y-axis show us the z-score of the mileage per gallon and label it with mg per gallon z. Okay, and then I'm drawing the bar chart. Stats is going to be identity, and we are filling with mg types, which is basically below and above. So when we are saying fill with mg type, that is showing us with different colors. So below is going to be shown on different colors bar charts, whereas above is going to be shown with different colors. As well as we can give the width of each bar. Now we are going to giving the names or labeling. Okay, as well as we are also mentioning what color should be of the above, what color should be of the below. Okay, then we subtitling as well as titling the chart, and then coordinate flip. So if we do not do this, so let me do first of all this one. Okay, and if I'm going to draw this one, you can see that Here we have the car name, here we have the z score. Okay, uh, so you can see that, but I want to flip it. However, I would be clearly see the name. Okay, so for that what I am going to do, I'm using plus coordinate flip, which means the x-axis are going to be shown on the y-axis, whereas this y-axis mpg underscore z is going to be shown on x-axis. So if we do this, now you can see that, so this is the divergent bar chart in which we have the z score 0. So we can find out the cars having the mileage per gallon below average and the cars having the mileage per gallon above average. So this is a very good representation if you want to see the from the data visualization from the variation perspective from the certain target point. So thank you so much. See you in the next video.